Welcome to Phillies Fan Central, where passion meets the diamond and every fan's voice counts.
What is going on, Phillies Nation? Welcome back to Phillies Fan Central, your number one source for unfiltered, deep dive coverage of the fightin' Phils. We are in the thick of the hot stove season, and the rumors are already flying faster than a Zach Wheeler fastball. Before we get into today's exclusive report, and folks, this is a big one regarding our outfield situation, do me a huge favor. Smash that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you love this team as much as I do, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a breaking update. I want to hear from you, so get ready to drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's build this community together. Go Phils. We need to have a serious conversation about the state of the Philadelphia Phillies outfield as we look toward the 2026 campaign. By now, most of you are painfully aware of the situation surrounding Harrison Bader. After acquiring him at the 2025 trade deadline, Bader didn't just fit in, he thrived. He brought that signature gold glove defense to center field and surprised us all with the bat, putting together a career-defining year. We are talking about a guy who finished the 2025 season with a batting average of 277 and an OPS of 796. Those are legitimate numbers. Naturally, the front office, and let's be honest, every fan inside Citizens Bank Park would love to see him patrolling the outfield again next year. However, the reality of free agency is a brutal business. Bader's camp knows his value is at an all-time high, and he is going to command a premium price tag that might stretch our financial flexibility to its breaking point. This brings us to the breaking news circulating the league insiders today. My sources, corroborated by reports from Matt Davis and Matt Gelb over at The Athletic, indicate that President of Baseball Operations Dave Dombrowski is already actively exploring a Plan B scenario. If the bidding war for Bader gets too rich, or if another team swoops in with an offer we simply cannot match, the Phillies have identified a primary trade target. That name is Jake Meyers of the Houston Astros. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Jake Meyers, the guy from Houston? But stay with me, because this is where the analysis gets interesting. The Astros are reportedly receiving multiple trade inquiries for Meyers, a 29-year-old right-handed hitter who finds himself in a crowded outfield situation down in Texas. Reports suggest that Houston is looking to move him to clear roster space, creating a prime opportunity for a team like Philadelphia to strike a deal. This isn't just a random rumor. This is a strategic pivot. The free agent market for center fielders this winter is incredibly thin. It is essentially a wasteland after the top tier. If we lose Bader, we cannot rely on scrap heap signings to protect the yard. Dombrowski is known for being aggressive, but he is also calculated. He understands that leverage is everything. By engaging with Houston regarding Meyers, the Phillies are sending a clear message to Bader's agent. We want you back, but we are not desperate. We have options. This potential trade for Meyers represents a shift in philosophy. We would be moving from a proven commodity in Bader, who we know handles the pressure of Philadelphia, to a player in Meyers who has elite tools, but perhaps hasn't fully put it all together offensively. It is a classic risk versus reward scenario. We have to consider that Meyers is under team control and going through the arbitration process, which makes him a significantly cheaper option than a free agent Bader. In a world where every dollar counts toward the luxury tax threshold, this financial flexibility could be the key to unlocking other roster moves, perhaps regarding the bullpen or a rotation piece. But is Meyers the right fit for a team with World Series or bust aspirations? That is the million-dollar question we need to dissect. Let's break down exactly what Jake Meyers would bring to South Philadelphia, looking beyond just the batting average. If the Phillies pull the trigger on this trade, they are acquiring an elite defender, and plain and simple, when we look at the metrics, Meyers is a defensive wizard. In 2024, he posted a fielding run value of +11, placing him in the 94th percentile of all major league players. He followed that up this past season with a fielding run value of +8, 89th percentile, and recorded +9 outs above average, sitting pretty in the 96th percentile. For a pitching staff that relies on balls in play, having a vacuum cleaner like that in center field is invaluable. He also brings legit speed to the base paths, clocking in with a sprint speed of 28.2 feet per second. In a game that is increasingly valuing athleticism, Meyers checks those boxes emphatically. However, we have to look at the offensive production with a critical eye. Meyers finished the 2025 season with a batting average of 292 over 104 games. On the surface, that looks solid. He scored 53 runs and swiped 16 bases. But here is the concern, the power numbers. He hit only 3 home runs last season for a team playing in the launching pad that is Citizens Bank Park. That lack of pop is concerning. Our outfield unit collectively ranked 18th in Major League Baseball with a slugging percentage of just 400 flat. We were middle of the pack, losing Bader's surprising power and replacing it with Meyers' contact-first approach might exacerbate our inability to drive the ball from the outfield positions. Financially, however, the move makes a ton of sense for Dave Dombrowski. The Phillies ended 2025 with a massive payroll of $308 million. Dombrowski has gone on record stating he expects the 2026 payroll to remain similar. We are operating near the ceiling. Meyers made just $2.3 million last season and is under arbitration control through 2027. Trading for him rather than handing Bader a multi-year deal worth 15 or 20 million annually saves a massive chunk of change. That savings allows the front office to address other holes, but we have to ask ourselves, are we sacrificing too much offense for financial safety? Context is key here. We saw how crucial Harrison Bader was down the stretch. He had that red October energy coursing through his veins. Meyers has played in big games with Houston, so the stage won't scare him. But can he replicate that offensive impact? The data suggests he is a regression from Bader at the plate, even if he is an upgrade or equal in the field. The Phillies are in a championship window right now. This isn't a rebuild. Every move needs to maximize our chances of winning the World Series in 2026. If trading for Meyers is the move, the Phillies are betting that their big guns, Harper, Turner, Schwarber, can carry the offensive load, allowing Meyers to simply focus on catching everything that stays in the yard. It is a gamble on run prevention over run production. Ultimately, the front office has a difficult puzzle to solve. The departure of key free agents has left holes, and the outfield is the most glaring one. Whether it is backing up the truck for Bader or sending prospects to Houston for Meyers, a decision has to be made soon. We cannot enter spring training with a question mark in center field. This team is too good, and this fan base is too hungry to settle for mediocrity. We need a championship caliber defense and a lineup that strikes fear into pitchers. So, here is the bottom line, Phillies fans. The front office is playing a high-stakes game of poker. On one hand, you have the proven fit in Harrison Bader, a guy who embodied the grit of this city, but will cost a fortune. On the other hand, you have Jake Meyers, a defensive mastermind who fits the budget perfectly, but might leave us wanting more when he steps into the batter's box. It is the classic dilemma. Do you pay for past performance, or do you trade for potential value? Personally, I worry about the lack of power in the outfield if we let Barder walk. But I trust Dombrowski's ability to manage the payroll. Now, I want to turn this over to you. I need you to sound off in the comments right now. What should the Phillies do? Should they break the bank to keep Harrison Bader in red pinstripes? Or is trading for Jake Meyers the smart, savvy move that allows us to spend money elsewhere? Is Meyers the answer to our defensive prayers? Or is his bat too light for a World Series contender? Don't forget to subscribe to Phillies Fan Central. Smash that like button and hit the bell so you're always the first to know when news breaks. We are built by fans for fans. Until next time, keep the faith, keep fighting, and as always, ring the bell.